What is up, guys? My name is Sophia Leone, and welcome back to reading the entirety of Tsukihime. It's been a while since the last upload, because I've been busy with personal stuff, but hopefully within the next couple of weeks that all evens out. You don't need to worry about any of it. Consistent uploads will resume at some point, but for now, just getting in whatever recordings I can. With that being said, let's get to it. Left by myself, I lie on my bed. This house from 8 years ago. My blood relative from 8 years ago. It feels a little like they belong to someone else. I wonder what's going to happen to me now. Grumbling to no one in particular, I fall asleep. Man, I was really close to a transition. I could have just kept going last video. Well. I'm assuming that was a wolf's howl. I hear the wave-like sound of something's voice. Something is howling. It's too sharp and high-pitched to be a stray dog. Oh, it's probably wind. It echoes in my eardrums. Is it howling at the moon? Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe it is wolves. I don't know. This doesn't feel right. The beastly howling is beginning to give me a headache. It doesn't stop. Yeah, I'm not reading all that. Ugh, just shut up already! I wake up. I can hear the sound of a dog barking outside the window. The clock indicates it is just past 11. This is more than just a neighborhood nuisance. Damn, I can't sleep like this! The dog's howling comes from somewhere near the mansion's fence. Doesn't seem like I can go back to sleep at this rate. Even Akiha and the others wouldn't be able to sleep with a racket like this. Since I'm the only man in the house, I guess I've got no choice but to go investigate. I think it's coming from the right side of the mansion. I open the curtains and check what's happening outside. And outside my room is a large tree. On one of the branches is perched a blue crow. In the dark night, I can see nothing but black, and yet it's quite clear to me that the crow is blue. I've never seen or even heard of a blue crow before. It glares at me. It feels like the eyes of the crow are staring at me, like soulless mechanical lenses. I hope that didn't pierce your eardrums, I'm so sorry. After a yawn-like cry, it noiselessly flows off. Noiselessly. That's such a weird word. What was that? I can feel a faint chill on my back. I can feel a faint chill on my back. I need to work on pronouncing my B's more. The howling of the dogs grows louder. Yeah, I'm still not reading all that. It's really starting to get on my nerves. Not only is it noisy, but hearing it causes my heart to start pounding. I have an almost instinctual distaste for it. Shut up! I change out of my pajamas into my uniform and leave the room. The howling echoes through the night. That sound is definitely coming from the right-hand side of the mansion. For some reason, my throat feels dry. The high walls stretch their way around the mansion. Clearing my throat, I head towards where the dogs must be gathered. I arrive at where the howling originates. Huh? More howling. The howling doesn't stop. But there are no signs of any dogs. All there is a prison. Or a person. God, I can't read. All there is a person. Under the light from the streetlight that carves apart the darkness stands a man in a dark coat. The howling is coming from right beside him, but there are no dogs to be seen anywhere. The man in the coat is pretty tall. He has a strongly built body, and his back is facing me. My throat, it's so dry. The voice of the dog resounds in my ears. The night air coils itself around my skin. For no apparent reason, I have difficulty breathing and moving, as if I'm at the bottom of the sea. A cry overhead. With a loud flapping of its wings, the blue crow lands onto the man's shoulder. Then, suddenly, the crow vanishes. Could it be an illusion? It looked like the crow disappeared into his black coat. The man in the black coat turns around. Under the white streetlight, he's just like a shadow, a black lump. In the middle of that lump, only the weapon-like eyes shine out, burning with a fiery intelligence. I can't breathe. But fortunately, those eyes seem like they're not even looking at me. Not here after all. The man in the black coat leaves. When I can no longer see him, I'm finally able to breathe properly again. I managed to take a few breaths. I realized the dog's howling has ceased. I returned to my room. There is no sign of Akia or the others being awake. I guess I'm the only one who couldn't stand the dog's howling. What's happening? My head still hurts. Why am I trembling? Looking down, my fingers are trembling. My entire body is shaking and my back feels very cold. It's almost like... yes, it's like someone ripped out my spine and replaced it with ice. I feel dizzy. Is it just the usual anemia? I get the feeling of falling towards the floor. On the way, I see something unpleasant. Even though I'm wearing my glasses, I can still see the lines. I hadn't seen them at all for a long time, so my reaction is magnified. I feel sick. With the dizziness from my anemia, I feel like I'm about to throw up the contents of my stomach. What's going on? I don't understand. Only that as long as my eyes are open, scribbles fly everywhere across my vision. It's a bad dream. Somehow I managed to collapse into bed. Yes, I should sleep. That's the easiest way to deny what I'm seeing. My body doesn't move as I want it to. All I should do is lie here and fall fast asleep, like a corpse. Chapter 2, Inversion Impulse 2. Okay. Rolling right into it. Sensei told me, my eyes could see the points where things could be easily broken. And if that thing were to be a person, then what I would see would be their vital spots. Lines which, if cut, could break something apart without any effort. With those lines, even things as hard as steel could easily be cut. In other words, everything in existence has its destiny of breaking internalized within it. This is something inescapable for anything with a physical form, Shiki. I should have been doing... okay, whatever. That's what Sensei had said. I was still a child back then. I remember finally understanding what she meant, and getting scared. In other words, the world is full of cracks, and it could collapse at any instant. If there are scribbles all over the ground, then there's a possibility that the earth would start breaking apart if I walk over it. When I realized what she meant, I thanked Sensei from the bottom of my heart for the glasses she gave me. I couldn't have gone on living if I'd continued to see the lines all the time, the points where things could easily be broken. There isn't a single advantage to being able to see them. Good morning. I hear an unfamiliar voice.
It is morning. It is time for you to awaken, Shiki-sama.
Stop calling me Shiki-sama already. I told you yesterday. It sends chills down my back. I wake up. Hisui stands far from the bed, like a statue. Where am I?
Good morning, Shiki-sama.
The girl in the maid uniform bows. Yeah, I came home. Right. I push myself up, looking around the room. In that instant, I feel sharp pain in my temples.
Are you looking for your glasses?
Hisui gently hands me my glasses. I let out a breath. Last night, before I went to sleep, I had the feeling I was seeing the lines even with my glasses on. Seems like it was just my imagination. Maybe it's because I slept in an unfamiliar room, but my mind is hazy.
Shiki-sama?
Hisui calls out to me. Shaking my head, I shake away my sleepiness. Good morning, Hisui. Thanks for coming to wake me up.
There is no need to thank me. It is my duty to come and wake you, Shiki-sama.
Hisui gives a plain and completely expressionless response. Even in an unfavorable light, I think Hisui's features are beautiful. It should be wonderful for such a girl to wake me every morning, but as Hisui never smiles, I don't feel that happy about it. What a shame. If Hisui only had half of Kohaku's brightness, she would be really cute. Do you need something? Realizing I'm looking at her, Hisui stares straight back at me.
No, nothing at all.
I'm speaking with the wrong voices. God! No, nothing at all. Waking up with you there makes me feel like I'm really at the Tohno mansion. Now then, getting off the bed, I stretch out both arms. Suddenly, I realize I'm wearing pajamas. Huh? I'm sure that yesterday I thought I slept in my uniform last night.
Yes, since it is bad for your health to do so, Nason changed your clothes and put you to bed afterwards.
Hisui explains it as if it was something perfectly natural. I see. She changed my clothes. It's true that I could have caught a cold if I just slept like that. Just the kind of attentive service you'd expect from a maid. Hey, wait a minute! What? I quickly check my pants and underwear. My pants are brand new pajama pants. Even my underwear is new. I want to say, what the hell did you do? But somehow the words are stuck in my throat. I've got to calm down and think things over for now. Let's see. First of all, half the blame belongs to me. And the one who changed me wasn't Hisui, it was her sister, Kohaku. It would be wrong to complain to Hisui. Hisui?
Yes, what is it?
You don't have to do anything uncalled for like this from now on. If you have to, please wake me up. I can change myself, so I'd like to do so. My face is a deep red as I say all of this. Hisui obediently nods in affirmation.
Your uniform is folded and awaits you over there. Please come to the sitting room after you have changed.
Damn it. How careless can I be? It was careless of me to begin with when I fell asleep on the bed like that, but to not have woken up while I was being changed is over the top. Usually I'd have sensed it, but maybe I was just really tired. Complaining to myself isn't going to change anything. I can't just keep standing here talking to myself like an idiot. I'd better hurry up and change, then go have breakfast. My school uniform is neatly folded, and my shirt is even ironed. Passing my wrists through the sleeves feels good. It's that fresh, brand new feeling. No, there's nothing wrong with being naked, is there? Yep. There was nothing wrong with it, but I couldn't help being embarrassed at the fact that I was being changed by the warmly smiling Kohaku-san. To top things off, the face in the mirror keeps smiling from time to time despite being bright red. Are you really okay, Tohno Shiki? I thought you were supposed to be uneasy about staying here, you amateur. Akiya and Kohaku-san are relaxing in the sitting room. Akiya is wearing the uniform of the Asagami Ladies Academy, a famous school for young girls. They are drinking tea together gracefully, as if breakfast ended a long time ago. Oh well, time to consult the walkthrough. Greet Akiya, I guess. Before I do, I need to remember to make a save. Hey, morning, Akia.
Good morning, Nissan.
In contrast to my hurried entrance, Akia is perfectly calm.
Good morning.
No, that's not.
Good morning, Shiki-san. If you're looking for breakfast, it's ready in the dining hall, so please eat up.
Kawaku-san greets me with a warm smile, in contrast to Akia's coolness. Thank you very much. It looks like you're having your after-meal tea. Have you already finished breakfast, Akia?
Of course. I don't care to know when you get up, Nissan, but please at least allow time for breakfast. Having breakfast after 7 is a sign of sloppiness.
I think having breakfast at 7 is pretty normal. What time do you get up, Akia?
I get up at 5 in the morning. What about it?
Wow. I don't know why she gets up so early, but it was so perfect a time to get up that I have no room to retort.
Besides, your school is 30 minutes from here on foot, is it not? Please don't be late to a school that's so close by. It would be an embarrassment.
Akia's words are filled with thorns that stab at me. But as it's the truth, I once again have no room to make any counter-argument. Jeez. I couldn't help it. It was so noisy last night that I couldn't get to sleep.
Ah, I see. You must not be used to your room yet, having just returned. Well, I'll let you off the hook this time.
No, it's not because I'm not used to the room, but... At any rate, the stray dogs last night were really lousy. Really noisy. It wasn't because of the room, it was because of them. Hey, about what happened last night. Does that happen every night?
What?
Akia tilts her head slightly in response to my question. It seems the point of my question has completely failed to reach her. I'm talking about what happened last night. That noisy wow 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 racket. Even you wouldn't have been able to sleep with that going on, right?
Nissan? What are you talking about?
What? I'm talking about last night, of course. Around 11, some stray dogs were barking their heads off. Akia and Kawaku-san exchange looks, and then together they both look back at me. It's like they think I'm some kind of nutcase. I can't just let this slip by. Fine, I'm not asking you anymore, Akia. Kawaku-san, it was really noisy last night, wasn't it?
Was it really? I did think the wind was quite strong, but the only unusual thing I found while looking around late at night was you sleeping in your uniform on top of your bed.
Yes. I'll be more careful from now on.
What? What happened, Kawaku? Oh, nothing in particular. Shiki-san just has bad sleeping posture, that's all.
Kawaku-san dodges Akia's question with a smile. Come to think of it, Kawaku-san is calling me Shiki-san now. Seems like Hisui passed on my message from last night.
Are you sure neither of you noticed?
God damn it! Are you sure neither of you noticed? Those dogs were barking for about 30 minutes straight last night. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, that's about the best I can do. If that isn't noisy, I don't know what is.
It really was a wan panic, wasn't it?
Somehow I get the feeling Kawaku-san has missed the point. Well, that's basically how it was.
I don't remember anything like that. You don't either, do you, Kawaku? No, I don't. Sorry, Shiki-san. There wasn't anything particularly like that last night that I can remember. Then it's decided. The only possibility left I can think of is that Nissan had a dream about it.
Ugh. Well, now that she mentions it, maybe it was a dream, but...
You must have had a nightmare because you aren't used to the mansion yet, Nissan.
Oh,
I know what. If that stray dog barks again tonight, perhaps we shall start keeping an extra vicious guard dog here.
A malicious giggle comes out from Akia.
I am now out of time, so please excuse me, Nissan. Please do take care not to get attacked by any dogs on your way to school.
Akia leaves the sitting room. Kawaku-san leaves to escort her to the doorway. Now seems like a good time to come to a conclusion. Given what's happened from last night up until now, it's a no-brainer to work out that for some reason Akia really, really hates me. I leave for the lobby after I eat the breakfast Kawaku-san made for me. Hisui is in the lobby waiting with my bag.
Will there be enough time, Shiki-sama?
Yeah, it's not even 20 minutes to school from here if I run. It's 7:30 now, so I could make it even if I took the long way. Satisfied with my explanation, Hisui nods.
Very well. I will escort you out.
Yeah, thanks. It's a terribly embarrassing thing to have a personal servant.
Ah, Shiki-san, please wait.
With pattering footsteps, Kohaku-san runs down from the second floor. Hisui steps back and falls silent as Kohaku-san appears. Huh? Weren't you with Akiya?
Lady Akiya goes to school by car. Since I had something to give you this morning, I stayed behind.
Something to give me?
Yes, this came from the Arima family yesterday.
Kohaku-san smiles. Eh? But I have all my luggage already. The things I used while I was at the Arima's house all belong to them, so all I've got are my own clothes.
Really? But this was sent here, nonetheless.
Kohaku-san hands me a thin wooden box, perhaps 20 centimeters long. It's not heavy at all. Kohaku-san, I've never seen this before.
Well, apparently it was left to you by your departed father. It was to be given to you in the will.
By my old man? I can't feel anything about that. What's the old man who expelled me from this mansion 8 years ago doing leaving me things? Oh well. Kohaku-san, please take it to my room for me. Kohaku-san is staring intently at the wooden box. She seems almost like a child who wants a toy. Stare. Tea. No, she is a child. I get it. You want to know what's inside, right?
Oh, not at all. I merely wondered for a moment.
Like I said, you do wonder what's inside. Alright, let's open it. 1, 2, 3. With a dry sound, the wooden box opens. Inside, there is a 10-centimeter bar of thin iron. It's an iron bar. Undecorated and worn, it has finger marks all over it. The old man must have really hated me to leave me a piece of junk like this.
No, Shiki-san. It's a fruit knife.
Kohaku-san takes the iron bar out of the box.
See? Isn't it one of those folding knives? 1, 2, 3.
With a pachink, a 10-centimeter blade pops out from the bar. I see. It certainly is a knife.
It's old, but it seems pretty solid. The year and the era it was made in is written on the back.
Kohaku-san replaces the blade and hands over the knife. Certainly there's a number written on the grip. The character 7, and under it, the character Knight.
Ne-san, there is no era by that name. It just says Nanatsu Yoru.
Surprised, I turn around. Hisui, who had been silent until now, was looking at the knife over my shoulder. You surprised me, Hisui. You should say something. You don't have to look over my shoulder. You don't have to look over my shoulder like that, you know. If you want to see it, I'll show it to you. Hisui's cheeks suddenly become a little redder.
Please excuse me. That knife is so beautiful, I could not help myself.
Beautiful? You really think it's beautiful? Looks kind of beat up to me.
Not at all. The tempering of the blade is masterful. I think it is a knife with its own proper history.
Really? Looks to me like a piece of junk. But since Hisui seems so convinced, I begin to feel the same thing. In its own way, I guess it's not such a bad inheritance.
7 Nights. Maybe that's the name of this fruit knife? Maybe, though I can't imagine him naming a knife like that. What the fuck is wrong with me? I can't read.
Whatever the case may be, it's obvious that it's an antique. Well, in any case, I believe in taking what's given to me. I replaced the blade and put the knife in my trouser pocket.
Shiki-sama, have you enough time?
I have to get going. Well, Kohaku-san, thanks for the delivery.
You're welcome.
Kohaku-san smiles and waves. Leaving the doorway, I pass through the garden. As I pass out the mansion gates, I sense a commotion. What's going on? Sounds like something's happening on the right side of the mansion.
I heard that someone found bloodstains on the road east of the mansion.
Bloodstains? You mean leftover blood?
Yes. There was blood on the mansion fence, too. The police came to inquire about what happened last night while you were sleeping, Shiki-sama.
Does that mean someone died?
No, all that has been found are the bloodstains.
The east side of the mansion. That's around where the man in the black coat was last night. Bloodstains. Traces of blood. Bloodstains. Traces of red. Come to think of it, I get the feeling I saw something red.
Shiki-sama?
No, it's nothing. Shaking my head, I shake off the bad images. Well, I'll be going now. Thanks for seeing me off, Hisui.
Goodbye. Please take care on the way.
Hisui bows deeply. I'm not sure what to take care about, but she's probably just worried about my health. Yeah, thanks. You take care too, Hisui. It's only right to repay good intentions with good intentions. With an energetic wave of the hand to Hisui, I leave the gate to the mansion behind. I walk along the unfamiliar streets. Up until now, I've been going to school from the Arama house, so it's the first time I've taken this route to school. It's only the path I'm taking that's different, but I feel like I'm going to a new school. There doesn't seem to be a lot of students from my school around. Apparently, there aren't many who live around here. 7:30 in the morning. I can't see anyone running along the streets in a school uniform except me. The business district is in a rush of activity. As usual, the scene is one of the suited firm employees gearing themselves for today's battle. No, it isn't quite the same as usual. For the last few days, the atmosphere has been a little heavier in this town. It's probably due to the serial killings. There are less people in the streets in the evenings now, too. You'd better cut down on the hanging out at night, Arihiko. The face of my bad friend drifts into my mind. He'd be the sort to carry on hanging out at night regardless of the atmosphere in town. Well, it's not like he's going to listen to a word I say anyway. I start to see some people in school uniforms intermingled with the crowd. There are only about 10 minutes until the school gates close. I dash along the asphalt street so I won't be late. I arrive. Seems like it took 20 minutes rather than 30 from the mansion. I'll need to leave around 7 if I want to go slowly, since I ran several times on the way. The classroom, just minutes before homeroom, is full of commotion. Scattered all over the classroom are my classmates, intent on talking until the teacher arrives. It's like a festival in here, even though there are only a few minutes left. I ease my way through to my seat next to the window. Then, yo! You're late, Tohno! In stark contrast to the otherwise pleasant classroom, there's someone waiting with a big grin on his face. And in addition...
Good morning, Tohno-kun.
Ah, it's CL. I thought it was... Okay. He's accompanied by someone very unexpected. Senpai, why are you in our classroom? Dumbfounded, I point to CL-senpai like I'm looking at a ghost.
Huh? Is it so unusual? I was just wondering if you were in class, so I decided to come over to see you, Tohno-kun.
Unusual? The seniors never come down to the junior classrooms. There's all sorts of reasons, but the biggest one is that they're just too far apart.
Oh, I see.
Senpai nods with a serious face.
You don't have to worry about that. Despite my appearance, I'm a fast runner. It takes me less than a minute to get to my class downstairs from here.
Senpai emphasizes her point. I guess she's just not the kind of person who cares what other people think. Quit whining, Tohno. What's wrong with it anyway? Senpai's here because she wants to be. Arihiko, being Arihiko, plonks himself down on my desk and starts up a merry conversation with Senpai. I don't mind, but you want to get back to your class 2 minutes before homeroom starts, Senpai. I feel tired for some reason. Sighing, I sit down.
Inui-kun, it seems Tohno-kun is feeling down.
Yeah, he's probably feeling irritable because he's not used to his life after moving. Tohno doesn't mind most things, but he's got a bad habit of throwing a fit when faced with things he doesn't understand.
Really? Tohno-kun doesn't look like the type to get angry.
Nope, that's not true. Tohno, you see, is usually pretty mature, but when he encounters something he doesn't understand, kaboom!
Uh-huh. Kaboom, is it?
Yep. You'll change your opinion once you see him lose it, so you can't just trust him like that, Senpai. The two of them whisper to each other. Hey, listen, if you're gonna talk privately, do you mind doing it in the hallway? I can hear every word you say when you do it on my desk, so there's no real point to it.
What? You could hear us?
Arihiko gives an exaggerated reaction of surprise. No one could stay angry after being hit with an act like that. Senpai puts her hands to her mouth, and I can't tell how serious she is. If it's Senpai, she may have actually intended to talk privately.
That's terrible, Tohno. Listening in on the lovey-dovey private conversation between
God, why? Why can't I get this fucking right?
That's terrible, Tohno. Listening in on the lovey-dovey private conversation between Senpai and me. You've sure got some nasty hobbies.
Arihiko points at me.
Are
you trying to pick a fight with me, Arihiko? Actually, please do. Right now, I'm more than willing. Arihiko shakes his head.
Of course not. You're my dear friend, right? I'd exchange fists with even my parents, but I have a policy of not fighting with my friends. I'm the very model of chivalry.
That's amazing. I guess chivalrous people could punch their parents in the world that's inside his head. I see. That's a pretty rotten policy.
You pretended to be depressed, but deep down, you're the same Tohno as always. Damn, I had nothing to worry about after all.
Arihiko hits me a couple of times in the back. Arihiko, were you worried about me just then?
Don't ask me trivial stuff like that, you dumbass. It's only good if I do it without you noticing.
Arihiko hits my back some more. We've been friends for a long time, but I still can't get a hold of this guy's personality.
So, how's your new house? Pretty heavy and stressful by the looks of it.
Can't really say. I had a bad dream last night, and the people at my house gave me the cold shoulder.
I see. Sounds rough.
Arihiko nods with a difficult expression. And Senpai is silent, staring at us while we have our trivial conversation. Senpai?
Tohno-kun, you really do get on well with Inui-kun.
Are you serious, Senpai? You must need thicker glasses if that's what you think after seeing what just happened.
Not at all, Tohno-kun. You look really relaxed when you're with Inui-kun. You're really open and trust him a lot.
Senpai smiles happily for some reason. Arihiko and I exchange looks and tilt our heads.
Oh, I'm so envious. I really admire how your friendship allows such understanding without you getting worried over each other.
Senpai is impressed.
Really?
Really? Arihiko and I exchange looks and raise our eyebrows.
That's right. It's just that you two don't realize it. But maybe it'll end if you do. In that case, it'd be best if you two just remained as you are. Yes, truly a miraculous balance.
Well, I guess you could say our relationship is a miraculous tightrope. Arihiko nods in agreement. I guess that's one point we perfectly agree on.
Oh, it's almost time. I'll be going now. Did you watch the news this morning, Tohno-kun?
No, the house I moved to doesn't have a television, so I can't watch the morning news.
Is that so? Well, I'll just ask you straight out then. There was a big mansion on today's morning news. Is that where you live?
Huh? This morning's news? Now that she mentions it, Hisui said the police had come to talk. Yeah, that must be my house. I heard the police came this morning to ask us questions.
Is that so? You mustn't be out playing late at night, Tohno-kun.
Senpai leaves quickly. I watch her silently, and...
Tohno!
What? I'm not listening to any more of your trivial garbage.
It's not trivial. It's becoming a big problem. You've become so familiar with Senpai that she even comes here to see you.
Arihiko stares at me gravely. Well, I don't know anything about it. I've only started talking to her recently. Maybe she just came here on a whim today. And come to think of it, aren't you pretty familiar with her too?
No way, man. It's taken me 7 days to get her to remember my name.
Oh, that's unusual. Wasn't it your policy not to deal with girls you can't pick up in a day because they're too much trouble?
That's for normal girls, but Senpai is different. I've kept it a secret all this time, but actually
You like seeing your girls who look good with glasses on, don't you? Arihiko's face turns red.
You knew all along, my dear friend.
Yeah, I knew. We're friends after all. We get along and we've got the same interests.
I see. You can understand how good Senpai is too, can't you? Hey, wait!
Yeah, like I said, we've got similar interests, right? That's why we're into the same types of women. Arihiko nods in agreement and heads back towards his own seat.
I guess it was a short friendship, Tohno.
Yeah, exactly right. I wave Arihiko off. The teacher comes in at about the same time. The morning lessons are over. It's lunch break and Arihiko has gone on ahead to the cafeteria. Now, where should I have my lunch? In the classroom is the answer. I decide to go buy some bread and eat it slowly in my classroom. There are still a few guys and that close group of girls in here as well. I just noticed. Yumizuka Satsuki, usually the most eye-catching of all the girls, is nowhere to be seen. She must be absent. I must be pretty absent-minded to take until lunchtime to realize one of my own classmates isn't even there. Fifth period. Feeling sleepy at the classics lecture, my gaze drifts outside the window. And a crow is perched on the classroom veranda. Not the blue crow from last night, but just an ordinary black one. With its black eyes, the crow stares inside the classroom through the glass window. It's true that it's unusual for a bird to perch there, but it's not like it's a major event. Suddenly, it comes at me. My vision gradually goes white as my sense of balance goes crazy. My field of vision sways. It feels like something is building up in the back of my head, and my brain feels heavy. Crap. I know this feeling. It's the precursor to an anemia attack. The blood that's been building up inside the blood vessels in my brain forms black clots and slushes around in my head, causing my vision to go black. If I had to describe it, I would say it feels like darkness is pushing from my brain outwards towards my eyes. This is bad. I don't usually collapse in the middle of class, but fumbling in a world of darkness, I blindly use my desk for support. Even that becomes useless. I can't put any strength into my fingers. All I can do now is fall towards the floor. Excuse me, Sensei. And something hits me roughly on the back. Tohno's looking pretty bad, so I'd like to take him to the infirmary. Arihiko. At some point, Arihiko had come up to me. Are you really feeling bad, Tohno? No, goddammit. Are you really feeling bad, Tohno? I don't fucking know. I can hear the teacher's voice from his lectern. No, I think I'll be fine. Man, he's totally out of it. Wouldn't it be better for him to leave early? Arihiko makes this outrageous proclamation loudly. I see. If you say so, Inui, then there's no mistake about it. I've already heard about Tohno's health from the Kunifuji-sensei. From the Kunifuji? What the fuck is wrong with me? Tohno, if you're not well, you may go rest in the infirmary or leave early. Sheesh. I don't know what's with him. Seems the classics teacher has complete trust in what Arihiko says. Come on, you can go now. Your face is pale and all, but no one's gonna know you're feeling bad until you tell them, you know. Arihiko hits me in the back grumpily. I'll be leaving early then, Sensei. The classics teacher nods solemnly. Sorry about making you worry needlessly, Arihiko. Don't worry about it. We've been inseparable since middle school. I can tell when you're about to collapse from anemia. Arihiko heads back towards his own seat. Expressing my thanks with a look, I drag my leaden body out of the class. I leave school. It would have been better to go lie down in the infirmary, but at this hour, it'd be after school by the time I wake up. That being the case, I decide that I'd better go lie down back at the mansion, even if it means pushing myself. I think I'm feeling a little better. I breathe in the outside air and feel a little rejuvenated. Sheesh. I'm surprised in my own body. 8 years ago, the price of recovering from that near-fatal injury was becoming prone to sudden anemia. When I first left the hospital, it would happen at least once a day. Collapsing from dizziness became a daily routine for me. After some time, probably because my body had grown, the spontaneous dizziness and anemia became rarer. But from time to time, things still trigger dizzy fits, and I still lose consciousness. Today I was lucky that Arihiko caught me. Usually I wind up passed out on the floor. Taking a slow and deep breath, I draw fresh air into my lungs. I can feel the blood pooled around the center of my head begin to swirl around again, so I head away from the school. I veer onto the main street. Once I get through here and leave the residential district, it's a direct path to the Tohno mansion. Crap. Looks like I haven't fully recovered yet. Putting my hand to my forehead, I realize it's hotter than usual. I'm not gonna do myself any good by pushing myself here until I collapse along the side of the road. Guess there's no helping it. Disgusted with myself, I lean on the guardrail. I'll rest for a bit until I manage to calm down. I don't have much to do, so I just stare idly around the street. It's just past noon on a weekday, but the street is filled with passers-by. Crowds of walking people. Nameless people without personalities walk straight ahead, without even casting a glance at the people walking beside them. Even though there are so many people here together in this crowd, in this same space, they see only one thing. Everyone is their own main character, so they only live the day from that perspective. And so, without really interacting with anyone else, they each end the day by themselves. In a way, you could say it's a very lonely thing. I begin to think melancholy thoughts, perhaps a result of my fever. Guess I'll go home now. I feel calmer, and all I'm doing here is wasting my time with pointless thoughts. Getting up from the guardrail, I resume heading home to the mansion so I can rest. That is, until I see her. Casually. All I did was casually cast my gaze into the crowd, but my vision freezes. Thump. Golden hair and red eyes. Her clothes are white, as if they are a symbol of herself. My pulse races. My veins and arteries spring into action. My nerves split one after the other. My spinal cord goes berserk, as if it's about to leap out of my back. The girl walking in the crowd is just beautiful. The distant dizziness comes back to me. My consciousness swims, falling. I can't breathe. My fingertips tremble. The blood isn't reaching them. My whole body feels cold, like I'm freezing to death. My heart beats in a rush, urging me to hurry up. I can stand it no longer, and unintelligible words escape my mouth. I can't think. My brain tells me only one word. Thump. Just one word repeating in my brain. Her. That girl. I'm going to. I feel sick. I can't breathe. It hurts to breathe. For some reason, I can't remember how to breathe properly. My throat is burning. My eyes are about to burst. My palms are soaked. Knees weak. Mom's spaghetti. I feel so cold, but I'm drenched in sweat. I have to follow her. I have to follow that girl. Chase her. Chase after her and talk to her. My frozen feet begin to move. My breathing is ragged, like that of a beast. I chase after the girl in white. The girl walks slowly. She doesn't realize I'm following her. If I run after her now, I can talk to her. Talk to her and ask her name. Ask her name? Who am I kidding? I know very well that's not what I want to do. I know, but I don't know. It looks like I want to do something else, but I can't precisely put what I want to do in words. The inside of my head is misted over, like a rain cloud. My throat is hot. I can't breathe. But so what? It's only natural, right? I've just seen that great woman. It would be impolite not to get excited, wouldn't it? Stop her and ask her name? Give me a break. I'm not a kid, after all. I don't fully understand it, but there's only one thing I must do. I walk with my hands in my pockets. My fingers feel steel. How fortunate. The tools are all here. She walks. I leave plenty of room between us, so she won't notice. so the other people around us won't suspect. She and I are complete strangers. That's why I have to do my best to make following her look natural. She walks into an apartment building. I don't go in yet, but instead watch from outside. She takes the elevator up. The elevator stops at the 6th floor. I check the common mailbox on the 1st floor. There are 5 mailboxes for the 6th floor. I touch one of them and feel a sharp sensation. I smell it. There's no mistake. Her room is the 3rd one on the 6th floor. I enter the elevator and press 6. I'm excited. I grip the knife in my pocket tightly while in the small elevator. She's very close by. Just a little more and I can... her. Thinking about it makes me feel ecstatic. My whole body feels like a sexual organ just before climax. I get off the elevator. The 6th floor corridor is empty. This is good. Quickly. I want to do it. I arrive in front of room 3. I'm about to press the doorbell when I stop. These glasses are in my way. I can't do what I've come to do with them on.
It's a promise, Shiki. You should never cut those lines thoughtlessly.
Long ago, a woman once told me such a thing, but right now neither her name nor her face comes to mind. Slowly, I remove my glasses. I can see the black lines, and not just them. Has something happened to my eyes? Apart from those abominable lines, I can see points, like black holes. Countless numbers of them. I don't know myself. What I'm trying to do. Why I'm trying to do this. What does Tohno Shiki want to do with that girl? I don't know. Still not knowing, I push the doorbell.
Yes?
I hear the voice behind the door, and the door opens a crack. In that instant, I slip through it. The girl says. No, she tries to say. She will never get to finish what she tried to say, because I cut her apart before she could. In that instant, I slip through the door. Not taking even a second, I draw the knife across the lines running throughout the girl's body. Stabbing, slashing, piercing, driving, splitting into pieces. Completely and utterly, I kill her. The black lines that divide her into 17 pieces. Through the neck, back of the head, from the right eye to the lips, upper right arm, lower right arm, right ring finger, left elbow, left thumb, left middle finger, left breast, from the rib to the heart, from the stomach to the abdomen in 2 places, left groin, left thigh, left leg, left toe, all of them. As I pass by her, not even taking a second, truly in an instant, entirely, I dismantle her into 17 pieces of meat. I can hear an incredibly dumb-sounding voice. It doesn't feel like the voice is coming from my own throat. Dizziness. The minced pieces of the girl lie before my eyes. Red blood all over the wooden floor, like an overturned bucket of water. There is the choking scent of blood. The cuts are very clean, so her insides don't spill out. Only the color of red goes across the ground. Strange. There's nothing in the room. Nothing but the girl's scattered limbs, and me, standing there dumbfounded. What? A sea of red blood is spreading over the floor. In my hands, I grip my knife, the murder weapon. She's dead. Of course she is. She wouldn't be human if she was alive. What? There's nothing to ask. I just did it with my own hands. With my own hands, cleanly and instantly, I cut apart this girl I don't even know. I killed her? Yes, there's no mistaking it. Or am I mistaken? There's no reason for me to do such a thing. That's why it's a mistake. It has to be a mistake. But I had no reason from the start. That's why it's a mistake. It has to be a mistake. The red blood flows all over the floor. Slowly, the dark red stain creeps around my feet. Surprised, I lift my shoe, but I'm too late. Like coal tar, her blood makes a thread connecting the pool on the floor to my foot. It's red. Blood. The color I hate, still flowing even now. All because I cut her apart. It wasn't me. Yes, it has to be a mistake. A mistake, a mistake. Probably a mistake, definitely a mistake. This is just a bad dream. But somehow, the stench of blood smells so horribly real. Wrong. Yes, wrong. But I killed her. Is that fact wrong? I didn't kill her. Is that fact wrong? Yes, Tohno Shiki, wanted to kill that girl. That's what I wanted to do back then. Just that. It was all so muddy inside my head, I didn't put it into words. Wrong. I feel like throwing up from the smell of blood. The contents of my stomach rise in my throat. The crimson is soaking my eyeballs. I feel dizzy. I fall down on my knees into the red sea of blood. My gastric juices come up. I throw everything back up. My food, my gastric juices, everything. While I cry. There's nothing left in my stomach. But my body continues to force me to throw up, as if trying to undo what had occurred and return me to a normal life. Pain. It hurts, like my insides are burning. The tears won't stop, and my body collapses to the floor like a pile of garbage. My knees sink into the red puddle spread all over the floor. Red starts to stain my body. It's so painful and red, it's like I'm dreaming. I keep crying. The fact that I killed someone is making me sad. No, that's not right. I'm sad because I killed her without reason, like breaking apart a doll. I don't understand why I feel like this, why I killed her without reason. I can't find the reason. It's a lie. It doesn't feel real. So this is just one of those dreams I have when I faint. It's a lie. Besides, how can someone cut apart someone like that with just a knife? I read it in a book once. It takes a whole day of strenuous labor to cut someone up, even when using a saw. That's why there's no way I could have possibly done such a thing with just a knife. These lines never existed in the first place. Everything was just a delusion I'd fallen for. It's a lie. Gastric juices drip over my lips, passing out of my mouth, dripping down my jaw. Mixed with the juices is something red. My throat's probably bleeding because my stomach keeps trying to throw up, even when there's nothing left in there. It hurts. That's why this isn't a dream, and I'm just lying to myself. It's all lies. Yes, actually, I understand everything. I lusted after her. Just looking at her aroused me. When I cut her apart, it was so thrilling I almost ejaculated. These eyes, too. If I knew these lines could cut things apart like paper being shredded, I should have understood that even a person could easily be cut apart like I just did to her. I've lived a normal life without even thinking about something like that. If I really am the sort of dangerous person who could easily kill just about anything, then I should have put out these eyes or lived a life without seeing anyone. I'm sorry, Sensei. I'm so sorry. Not even such a simple promise was I able to keep. Have I gone insane? I don't know. There isn't even a trace of that impulse left. The thought of holding back never crossed my mind. I didn't even consider trying to stop myself. Kill this girl. It had seemed like the obvious thing to do, and I went through with it. And the answer is simple. I must be insane. I've probably been mad since 8 years ago. Well, I didn't get to finish that sentence. when I miraculously came back to life from a fatal accident. I can hear the sound of rain coming from somewhere. It's raining. I'm in a daze. My throat hurts when I try to breathe. I can speak.
Shiki-sama.
Then I become aware of someone's presence near me. My room. Somehow I'm in my own room.
Good morning, Shiki-sama.
Hisui.
Yes. How are you feeling?
Hisui asks me an odd question. There's not a single thing wrong with my body, but... Why? Yes, why? Why am I asleep in a place like this? Even though I was about to say killed someone, but I stopped myself. My brain tells me I shouldn't say those words. What am I doing here, Hisui?
Do you not remember? Your school called to say you left early. However, you did not come back even after dusk. So when my sister went to look for you, she found you resting in the park.
Park? You mean the park near here?
Yes. When she found you, you were resting on the park bench. Then you returned to the mansion on your own feet.
You've got to be kidding. I don't remember any of that.
I do not believe it is such an odd thing that your memory is unstable, Shiki-sama. It is difficult for me to say this, but when my sister brought you back, you were in a daze.
I don't remember any of this, but I have no reason to doubt what Hisui says. Yeah, it's already 9 o'clock. I don't remember anything.
Yes. When you returned to the mansion, you said you wanted to sleep. My sister suggested we call a doctor, but you said it happens all the time.
I see. I guess I do collapse from anemia all the time, but this time it's different. Because I had killed someone. Huh. What did I look like, Hisui?
Huh?
My clothing, I mean. Was my uniform, with the blood? It was stained with blood.
Your uniform was dirty, so I am washing it.
Washing? You mean those blood-stained clothes?
There was certainly mud on it, but nothing like blood.
But it was so. Even though I was on my knees in a sea of blood, and both my arms and legs had been completely soaked red.
Have you had a nightmare of some sort, Shiki-sama? You look like you were having a bad dream until now, and you do not look fine.
Hisui stares at my face. A dream? That? A dream? Was it a dream? That feeling, that smell of blood, that hideously beautiful white girl. No, maybe you're right. That's just a bad dream. I breathe out slowly. That's right. That's gotta be a bad dream. There's no way I would break my childhood promise to Sensei needlessly and for no reason. I'm finally awake.
Yes. If you are feeling better, I will go prepare dinner now.
Dinner, huh? I know it's just a dream, but the color and smell of blood still lingers in my mind. No, it's fine. I'm just going to sleep like this tonight. More importantly, Hisui.
Yes? What is it, Shiki-sama?
Well, it seems like I came back after dusk. Did Akiya say anything?
Akiya-sama was not home yet at the time. She came back about 2 hours ago and was informed of your condition through my sister.
Hisui seems to silently ask, what about it? It's nothing. I was just wondering if she was disgusted with me for causing her trouble on the second day after I've come back.
It did seem like Akiya-sama was distressed, but I would not say she was disgusted.
Saying that, Hisui takes a step away from me.
Well, I will be leaving now. Please call for me if you need anything.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, one more thing I forgot to ask.
Yes, what is it, Shiki-sama?
It's raining outside. When did it start?
Before you came back, Shiki-sama. When my sister found you, you were drenched.
I see. I can't even remember that. Seems like it was a pretty serious case of anemia. If that's the case, I shouldn't have pushed myself and should have just rested at school. Good night. I'm really sorry about today. Please express my gratitude to Kawaku-san too.
I understand. Good night.
A dream, huh? It's like I don't even know what I felt. But if I can't understand what happened or how I feel about it, how do I know it was a dream? I can hear the sound of the rain outside. My mind still feels a bit heavy. I glance down at my chest. The old wound from 8 years ago is still distinctly there, like a burn scar. On top of my desk lies the knife my father left me. That old blade which had cut that white girl into 17 pieces. That was a dream, nothing more. I repeat this over and over again, trying to placate myself until I sleep. But when I was a child, I think someone once told me, don't tell lies that can't even fool yourself. Alright, and that's going to be the end for this video. I will make a save right here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you're coming back to this video, I understand that these have gotten significantly more views than any other video I've put out, so I hope that the handful of you that are viewing them are at least enjoying them somewhat. That being said, my name is still Sophia Leone. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves and stay safe.